This is a follow-up to the poem I read the previous week on Langston Hughes, which I've also put it in the references, and I encourage you all to go, if you can and when you can, to Arizona State University and read that entire speech, or that entire writing. I think Langston Hughes touched on some things that were painful that no one wants to talk about, but we need to talk about these things. Because see, this ideal of climbing the mountaintop goes way before Martin Luther King's speech. I've been to the mountaintop. And today we're going to talk about something that is painful, that reverberates today society concerning black men. So I'm going to go into two passages from that speech if you didn't catch it, because I think some people caught it and some did. The first passage reads, "The eternal tom-tom beating in the Negro soul, the tom-tom of revolt against weariness in a white world, a world of subway trains and work, 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 the tom-tom of joy and laughter and pain swallowed in a smile." See that last passage, pain swallowed in a smile. See, let's discuss what tom-tom and Uncle Tom really is. See, post-slavery, people worried about revolts, worried about uprisings. And see, the thing about it is, they concerned themselves with the brute who, depending on where they were in the country, were great in numbers, likely angry about the life in which they lived. The life which we know is not a choice. And even I started to contemplate that argument for a while, but no, slavery was not a choice. So let's not go there. Okay. So of course there's the brute, the angry black man, who they want to portray as an animal, one who does not have respectability, and they want to put that out there. When I say pain swallowed in a smile, that would be what we call the Tom caricature. And you've seen it in old Hollywood films, and you maybe have seen it in vaudeville. See, post Reconstruction, when they were going to implement Jim Crow, American society needed a content, loyal, and submissive black man that appeased audiences. One who was going to smile and be a good Christian man, and he wasn't going to put his paws on anyone. It's distinct that Langston Hughes noticed this coming out of the Harlem Renaissance, because it breaks down this ideal that Harlem was entirely vogue, and that Harlem didn't have its colorism and masculinity issues, because it most certainly did. And I'm not referring to the sexuality of anyone. I'm referring to the ideal that society did need to emasculate. So I guess in a way I am talking about it, but I'm not attacking the ideal of someone's sexuality. Here's the thing with pain swallowed in a smile. See, the coon was somebody who buck danced and made noise and made waves. And so you knew he was going to fit the stereotypes and caricature of the time. The brute was the man to be scared of, someone who was going to uprise, someone who was probably going to take another race's woman. See, the thing is about this guy, this Tom, see, he was safe. He did what he was told. He was content with life. He never wanted any more than he was already given, and he was grateful for what was already there. And I think the reason Langston brings him up is because he was a representation of what society needed black men to be at that time. And this still reverberates today in Hollywood. And I can remember when I had provided someone a clip of how much Terrence Howard got paid for, I think it's Hustle and Flow. That doesn't really surprise me. I'm not so much talking about the so-called racial element of it, because it is there. It's the pure emasculation of someone, the tearing down of respectability. Okay. Pain swallowed in a smile for the Tom caricature is a man who needed to keep up a facade at all times and who lived for the demasculization of himself. And what the Tom caricature failed to realize is that you've played into the exact hands of society. Because if you look at the world post Jim Crow, there is still an emasculation. Y'all might hear my cat in the background. She would be crying soon as I record. I'll leave you with one more thing from this speech, and it's not surprising that Langston Hughes ended with this. The tom-tom cries and the tom-tom laughs. If colored people are pleased, we are glad. If they are not, their displeasure doesn't matter. We build our temples for tomorrow, strong as we know how, and we stand on top of the mountain, free within ourselves. We can debate this, but what I think Langston Hughes was saying is that the tom-tom is human at the end of the day, only playing a role that society has put out for them. The demasculization and the full takeover. If colored people are pleased, we are glad. However, he's making a call for people to accept who they really are. And they'll be happy if you are accepted, and if you don't accept yourself, that's perfectly fine as well, because that's just something that's going to happen, which is not really fine. I don't understand how you don't like what you are and who you are because you can't control the color of your skin. Though the fact that he ended on the tom-tom and talking about his emotions state that he believes that in order for there to be freedom within the black community, that the tom-tom, this well-dressed servant, this servile person who shows respectability within another community, had to die. And yet when you see movies like The Butler, you realize that we're still struggling with this issue. It's time for us to make that history and put it behind us. Thank you all and take care.